What up, YouTube? It's your boy Dan, a Lakers fan. Crazy day today. Just wanted to recap the trade that just happened earlier today with D'Angelo Russell going to the Brooklyn Nets in exchange for Brook Lopez and the 27th pick. Oh, I'm sorry, Mozgov got shipped out as well, which is the most crucial part of this trade. But just wanted to get more in depth about this trade, man. I've been on Twitter just, salivating over potential trades for Paul George, just looking online and just excited for the potential, right? Because it was rumored earlier today that the Pacers were looking for 2 first-round picks and a starter, and we have that. We can give them 27 and 28 and either Julius Randle or Clarkson. That's what we have on the table offered to them right now. They're gonna probably take some time to think about it. They might get back to us tomorrow or draft day, but it's not the end of the world if they don't accept the trade, guys. Let me tell you guys why. The Lakers traded D'Angelo Russell to the Brooklyn Nets, and it hurt me a little bit initially when I first saw the report. I was like, oh man, we traded a potential future star player to a suck-ass team. He's gonna go over there and he's gonna rot all by himself in Brooklyn. There's nobody there, Jeremy Lin's gonna probably get his teammate. I'm not even sure if he's still even under contract. But then I thought about it from the bright side, man. Yeah, I feel bad for D'Angelo, but actually I don't, because now this is truly going to be his team. This Laker team was never going to be his. It was his for a little bit, and then Magic Johnson came along and said, you know what, you're not capable of running a team. We're going to hand it over to Brandon Ingram. And this instantly became Brandon Ingram's team. I don't know if you noticed, Magic Johnson always said Brandon Ingram was the only untouchable. That means that's his team. And when Paul George comes, Brandon Ingram's going to become a sidekick to Paul George. And we're going to have a lengthy a guard and a wing. And now we have a lengthy center in Brook Lopez, who everybody's overlooking. This guy averaged 20 points, only 6 rebounds, but that's okay because Julius Randle's going to have a career year rebounding this year. And there's a lot of benefits to this trade. First and foremost, we got rid of that stupid Mozgov contract. And matter of fact, maybe this trade never has to happen if it's not for idiot Mitch and dumb boy Jim, who just threw away money to Luol Deng and Timothy Mozgov to save face because they knew they couldn't land any free agents because they don't have any credibility. I'm sorry, and they're not good GM and slash owner or whatever Jim was. They weren't good at their jobs, so nobody even wanted to meet with them, and they tried to save face, so they threw all this money at Luol Deng and at Mozgov, and we instantly knew that was BS, guys. Nobody was happy about that Mozgov contract, or even for that matter for the Luol Deng contract. We were like, what? We're supposedly gonna push forward to the youth movement, and we're gonna hand this team over to the young people, and we're bringing one has been and one never will be, into the team, and they're just garbage for that amount of money. We could have got better free agents. And so this is the repercussion for that. I say to you Laker fans that are upset at Magic Johnson, don't be. Direct your anger at Mitch and Jim, because if it wasn't for that, maybe D'Angelo stays on the roster. But the bottom line is that at the end of the day, we shouldn't and we couldn't keep all the young players. We have to add some veteran leadership here and there, and Brook Lopez, at least for a year, he will be that. He will also help mentor Timothy Mozgov, who's, Timothy Mozgov. He'll also help mentor Ivica Zubac, who is a very good young player, and he can get a lot out of him because that's exactly the kind of player we want Ivica to become. A big who can stretch the floor, play defense, block shots, do a little bit of everything for us. And so this is the perfect role model for him to learn from. They're going to be practicing with each other every day. That's huge benefit for him. So there's that. On top of that, we got the 27th pick. This is a deep draft. All right, there's plenty of wings and guards we can get out there to replace D'Angelo Russell. I'm not saying they're going to be as good. Maybe they'll be even better. Who knows? But there's plenty of wings. There's Ferguson. Now I'm really looking at Frank Mason. I'm looking at all these other guys. Just in case we don't get that trade for Paul George done, we're gonna have to draft another shooting guard. I heard that the Lakers liked Luke Kennard, but we couldn't trade back into the lottery. See, a lot of people are overvaluing D'Angelo Russell's value on the trade market. We couldn't even get a lottery pick for D'Angelo, so this was probably the best offer on the table, and we were able to unload Mozgov. It was a win-win for us, guys. We had to get rid of D'Angelo for multiple reasons. One, the biggest reason we had to get rid of D'Angelo Russell is because he's not good off the bench. What do you guys think is going to happen if we draft Lonzo Ball, bring in Paul George, and you start Brandon Ingram with Julius Randle or whoever was there. You think D'Angelo would have happily accepted his 7 points a game off the bench? No. So we traded him while the value was high. We sold high, and we got ourselves, you know, borderline all-star type center. He might not be an all-star in the West, most likely not, and but he's very serviceable, above average starting center. And Brook Lopez, who can average 18 to 20 points for us. We got ourselves that pick, and picks are worth a lot more now that we're, you know, now that the new CBA is in place, and you can actually, you know, have a 15-man roster plus your pick, and you can be sending the pick up and down the D League or G League or whatever they call it now, and you know, you can recall it whenever you want. It's basically like we got an extra roster spot. So picks are worth more because teams didn't want to gamble, you know, taking a late lottery, a late draft pick, and then you know, replacing that. Instead, they would want to have like a veteran there. So now you can have those young pieces and develop them. But at the same time, most likely these two picks, the 27 and 28, get traded, shipped out in some sort of package for Paul George, because that's what they wanted. And that's if Magic's able to pull off basically D'Angelo Russell, Timothy Mozgov, Clarkson, and or if not Clarkson, Julius Randle, whatever combination, you know, D'Angelo Russell, Mozgov, and either Clarkson or Randall for Paul George and Brook Lopez. If you guys tell me that's not a good trade, you guys are crazy, because we're still able to keep that #2 overall pick. We're able to keep Brandon Ingram. We're able to add Paul George, superstar. We're able to add an above average center and Brook Lopez, at least even if it's for a year, like I said. And then we have all this cap space now to go out and try to sign 2 max free agents, just in case. Here's the thing: if we can't trade for Paul George, they play hardball, right? And I'm checking my Twitter all the time, you know, just to make sure we didn't make a trade right now. But if we can't add Paul George, then we're gonna, you know what we can tell Indiana now? Screw you guys. We now have the cap space to go out and get Paul George for nothing. So it's up to you guys. We're gonna give you the best trade package. Nobody else is gonna gamble for a 1-year rental. We're going to give you the best trade package. We're going to give you a young player and 2 first-round picks for Paul George. If you don't want that, then we keep all the assets and just add Paul George. Now we're a real threat. We weren't a threat before we cleared the cap, you know, before we cleared Mozgov, you know. We weren't a threat before, honestly. But now we're a real threat. You know, we're going to clear over $54 million once Brook Lopez contract comes off the books, you know, Mozgov came off. And if we're somehow able to trade off Deng, oh my God, man, the potential for next season is going to be insane. But all I'm saying, guys, you got to look at it from the bright side, all right? The 3 good things we got out of this trade. Number 1, we unloaded Mozgov's contract, all right? Number 2, we got an extra first-round pick, whether it be a trade asset or just a role player for us to add. That when we have all these superstars, we have good role players. And number 3, we added a serviceable starting center who can clog up the lane, something we haven't had in a while. Mozgov is, I forget his name all the time. Ivica Zubats. He's still young and raw. He still can take another year under his belt and learn from Brook Lopez. You know, so the bottom line is it's a good deal for us. And yes, it's gonna hurt to lose D'Angelo Russell, but the bottom line is we're gonna lose him anyways. The moment we land Paul George, Russell's not going to want to go off to come off the bench. It happened after All-Star break. They tested it out for a little bit. These are the results. He moped and he didn't perform well, so now they traded him. It is what it is, guys. I can't say I didn't tell you guys this would happen. I kind of felt like D'Angelo was traded. A lot of people were calling me a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. I love D'Angelo Russell. I hope he does well in Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure he is going to do well because he's going to be all by himself over there. They're going to hand him the reins and say, this is your team. Put up numbers, entertain. We'll try to add little by little. And, you know, shout out to Larry Nance for that very sweet tweet he posted of D'Angelo, you know, showing his respect, showing the ice in the vein symbol. You know, that got me a little teary-eyed. That was a little heartbreaking. But at the end of the day, guys, this is a great move for us. We're setting ourselves up for 2018 perfectly, and we're still going to be competitive. I actually believe if we are able to land Paul George, we will make the playoffs. With Brook Lopez, you know, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Paul George, definitely that's a playoff team. And the bottom line is now this sends a message to the rest of the league. Hey, Magic Johnson means business. He's no longer behind the youth movement. He's trying to win. That's what attracts star free agents. That's what attracts the major players to come here. They know now that we moved away from the Mitch Kupchak, Jim Dumbo era, and now we're in the Magic Johnson, Showtime, Lakers, you know, add great assets and build for the present and for the future era, you know, because we are building for the present. We're trying to win now. That way that Boston Celtic pick is not that good. And at the same time, we're trying to, you know, still continue to develop guys like Brandon Ingram and Vita Zubats, you know, and we're able to keep Clarkson or Julius, one of those, you know. It's still the youth movement, but we're now mixing in some veterans and some all-stars in there. Perfect combination, guys. It's been real. It's your boy Dan, a Lakers fan. I'll be on Twitter refreshing my page 24/7. I gotta keep it on the charger, man, from all these tweets I'm getting. I appreciate you guys all the time, man, shouting me out, hitting me up on the comment section, man. This is the community I wanted to create for this channel, and I'm glad that we can talk Lakers, because I need my fix, guys. I'm just like you guys. I like to talk Lakers 24/7. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up, comment section below. Tell me if you guys like the trade. If you guys still hate the fact that we don't no longer have Russell. I know, I feel you guys. You know, I also feel an empty space, but it'll feel a lot better, so much better once we have Paul George there. So anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. Leave a comment, like, subscribe if you already have it. Peace out, guys. I keep my ear low to the ground. Keep it locked right here. All things Lakers. Catch you guys on the flip. Peace.